Thank you for staying with us here on Sunday Politics. If you look at your watch, perhaps we are reaching usually what it should be the end of the program. But the program will slightly extend from 1 hour that we always have on the show. And the reason is because of the sensitivity of what we're talking about. We want to have a balanced perspective into what has been popularly called the Ekiti Gate. That is the role of the military. There was a report being released, a report on the role of some military officers in the Ekiti 2014 governorship election. We've been talking with Dr. Tokwe Aluko, a former secretary of PDP in Ekiti State. And joining us is a special advisor to Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose. Mr. Larry Olanyika joins us on the program. Thank you so much for coming on the program. I'm very sure you've been listening to what Dr. Aluko has been telling us on the program.
Yes, I did.
Which part of it is true?
I listened to all the programs and all what my brother, I used to call him, former leader, said, and I was not surprised.
Why?
I was not surprised because of his kind of person that I know.
What is this kind of person?
When you know someone that is of stable or unstable character, whatever he says, you won't get surprised. Because you know somebody who was a lecturer in Ekiti University, who was involved in admission racketeering in EXU, who was involved in issuing certificates, selling certificates to students, and who was eased out of that system by the administration of Professor Dipo Kolawole as ex-officio for offenses like that. So if he comes here to say some of these things, you just laugh it off. And he has said it by himself, that he's here to say all these things because Governor Fayose did not make him chief of staff. He started the whole story and ended it by himself. Because the implication is that if Fayose had made him chief of staff, he won't be here saying all this. And if today he receives a phone call now that Mr. T.K.O. Aluko, you have been appointed chief of staff to Governor Fayose, he would rush to this studio and say that everything I have said before, I did not say it again. That is his kind of person.
Are those things that he said, are they true?
If you see, I'm saying you can believe personalities, people, if they have integrity.
Are you saying he does not?
If somebody of his status deposed to an affidavit, appeared before a court or a tribunal on November 12, 2014, he gave evidence that the election that brought in Governor Fayose was free, fair, credible, and transparent. On oath now. You see, he said all these things on oath. If he said that on oath and he has come here to some other things, you can excuse him because he's angry. He has come here to ventilate his anger, and everybody is entitled to be angry. He's angry because he was not made chief of staff. So if he was not made chief of staff, I'm also computer literate. I can type names, put signatures, and bring documents here. Anybody can do that.
So all of those documents, are you privy to?
If you want to run an election, won't you have names of party leaders on your local government, in the ward, in polling units? Won't you have their names? So if you have their name, because I've seen the documents, listed names of party leaders in the various wards. So what is wrong in that? You see, this person that is here, like I said, he said it all. I'm here because Fayose did not make me chief of staff. If he had made me chief of staff, he will be the person sitting here.
Okay. Mr. Olanyika, two things are here. The personality of the man who brought forward these evidences. Another thing is the authenticity of these documents. They are damning. And that's why we have called you forward to either, just a moment, to either say they are not true or they are true. Let's forget about the messenger now. Let's look at the message. Any of these facts that he brought to the table?
Which facts has he brought?
For example, the funding that was provided.
Is there any election in this country that you don't fund?
With $35 million.
It depends on the amount. Is there any election in Nigeria that in the whole world that is not funded? In the election of
is it not immoral to fund an election of a governorship election with $35 million?
What I'm saying is, Governor Fayose's election was funded just the same way former Governor Fayose's election was also funded. Where the fund came from is what I will not be here to discuss. He has come here to say that, you see, Aso Rock, Aso Villa, President Villa is not where every Dick, Tom, and Harry will go to. I can also come here because Mr. TK Waluko, during the primary, he has said so many things I've read about him. Honestly, there are things that I shouldn't be saying here. But I have to say it here. Because I worked with Prince Dayode before the primary election. He was the secretary of PDP. He collected money from Dayode now.
How much?
He collected money from almost all the aspirants.
Is that true? You collected money, Dr. Aluko?
Can you protect
Excuse me.
Okay,
I have to say
I don't know
because he was here.
That's a moment. That's a moment.
Excuse me. He was here.
That's a moment.
He spoke for over. He spoke for like 1 hour.
Okay.
I was not here.
No. I just wanted to.
Let me speak.
Just a moment.
When I finish,
Dr. Aluko, just a moment. Go ahead.
When I finish speaking, he can also speak.
Go ahead.
You gave him like 40. You gave me like 40. You gave me 40 minutes to speak.
Go ahead, Mr.
Give me my own 40 minutes.
Go ahead. You have the floor. You have the floor.
I was with Adeyeye.
He
collected money.
Dr. Aluko,
for everybody.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment.
I was among the people.
Just a moment.
I was among the people.
Just a moment.
Can you imagine?
We will have your microphone muted if you do not listen. The most important part.
Give me 40 minutes.
Just hold on. Just hold on. You will listen to me. I'm going to hold on.
Let me finish what I have to say.
You will listen to me.
I have to finish.
Hold on.
Because you brought him here. He spoke for 40 minutes.
You will allow me to talk, Mr. Lainka.
Unless you are saying that
and we have to ask you a question and you have to answer. Just a moment.
Let me finish what I have to say.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm asking you to do. But Dr. Aluko, just a moment. You will have your floor to respond. Go ahead, Mr. Lainka.
What I'm saying is this. This man that is seated here is not a witness of truth. I was with President Adeyeye before the primary. I didn't work with Fayose. I was among the people who also advised Governor Fayose not to make him chief of staff.
Why?
Because I know his character, his person. Immediately after the election, listen, the people of Ekiti, traditional rulers, leaders came and told the governor. I was there. Some of the meetings. This person you want to make your chief of staff, this person will destroy your government too. It's not a stable character. Obas came, leaders came. Is he also not exhibiting that unstable character of a person now? Because if he had been made chief of staff, he won't be here to talk all this.
Okay, Mr. Lainka, some of the issues that we're talking about, for example, the funding that I just raised with you, $35 million. That was what he alleged that was given for that election.
How will you? Is it possible? Is it $35 million? Is about
5 billion.
5 billion naira. You see, 4.something billion naira. Because he read in the papers 2-3 days ago that certain fund was traced to the account of Obanikoro's son. He quickly jumped at it. 4.7 billion. You see, my brother here, or I call him former leader, has come here to confess to have committed crime. You see, Nigeria, we should also begin to reason beyond political party sentiment now. He has come to say that, one, I went to the tribunal to lie. Perjury, 3 months in prison, 3 years imprisonment. If President Buhari is going to also demonstrate to Nigerians that his fight against corruption is not along party lines, this man seated here should be arrested as he stepped out of this studio because he has come here to confess that he rigged Governor Fayose to become to the office.
You have not answered my question, Mr. Lainka.